What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode.
Alrighty then.
Take two.
Oh no! Oh no! We keeping that.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of I Often Wonder. I am your girl, Black Barbara Walters.
Welcome on the building.
And of course, it's Detroit Mel.
What up, though?
The man with the Grand Master Plan for the IOW Network.
Listen,
that's me.
That be him.
That be that guy right there. That one right there.
As a pappy.
And 9 times out of 10, he is a pappy. There you go.
A lot of little niggas. They old now. Ain't little no more.
We ain't even talk about it like that. Listen, before we get into today's eavesdrop conversation, which is going to be one of my favorite topics ever.
What we talking about? Food?
That's my second
movies?
favorite. No, just wait. I'm gonna.
Okay.
We gotta get.
I'm gonna wait with bated breath.
We gotta get through the house cleaning first. Y'all make sure that you go over to the website www.ioftenwonder.com. You'll find everything, every platform that we are on.
We in there.
But more importantly,
the
biggest thing that you need to do, even if you forget the website, social media, make sure you go over to your Apple store, your Google store, and download the IOW Network app. Listen, if you are living on a rock, I need you to really just move it.
Just move it.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Let it on us.
Listen. Everything is on there.
Salam
we are
alaikum.
on there every Friday. Oh my gosh, here they go. We're on there every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as we got so many of our great sister shows on there. We have our Daddy Cooks, we have Arbop, we have LJ Presents, we have their show, which they just finished going live not too long ago. IOW Sports. We have there's so much.
LJ Presents, Ars Paradoxica, White Vault.
Listen,
the community coming up in this show.
The community is coming. It's coming. Oh, my bad.
What did y'all smoke on those?
This nigga been smoking. I have no idea.
You know I smoke that good walk out to the bitch.
He must got you singing.
I'm saying it's coming. The community. I'm telling. I'm going to do your thing song.
No, but I need you to do that as an exit song, not the intro.
As an exit, it's cool.
For each next episode.
I
got a plan for you.
She got a plan. She got a plan
for you.
I'm just saying. Don't get my hopes up because I would love to do your thing song.
Anyway, let's get into today's topic because this guy is about to get put out. Let's talk early.
Speaking about putting out.
No, sir.
Not yet.
It's called coming out.
Coming out.
Putting out.
My bad.
As you guys can tell,
he needs somebody to put out.
Anybody, because his DMs are
wide open.
Speaking of wide open,
ours are not
closed.
We don't want those issues.
I don't want no issues, no smoke, no problems.
Both our women are crazy.
I like my beds.
I like my happy home.
Yeah.
I want to keep it that way.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
let's give it a look up something.
Today we are talking about something that's very important to me, and the guys saw fit to actually do a show on it, which I thank them. We're talking about Pride Month. It is June, so happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month to all of y'all out there celebrating.
All you haters, happy Pride Month.
Haters gonna hate.
We're still gonna celebrate.
My love wins in the end.
What is wrong with this guy today?
Hey, because I love you, girl. I'm gonna celebrate Pride Month by getting me a woman too.
Go ahead. Just don't be mad when she comes to the community after dealing with you.
It don't matter.
Shameless.
I got what I want.
Said one time is fine with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This guy.
Sorry, too far.
I hope y'all are ready for this because this is gonna happen the whole entire show. So we're talking about gay pride today. We're talking about everything that is homosexual for all you homophobic people.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm petty today.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell them how you feel.
Did you not know? Do you not see the hat?
No,
the hat. It might be Pink Floyd, but it has the rainbow.
Yeah.
I thought it was
the shirt,
Pink Floyd.
It is, but it had the rainbow. I couldn't find my other one that said, "Fuck it, I'm gay." I couldn't find that.
I thought it was Skittles.
No, it's crazy because I just got back from Virginia a couple of weeks back.
All right.
And my cousin, her and her wife got married.
Okay.
So, that was my first homosexual wedding. But it's no different from any other wedding. But it was so much cake. It was so much love, though. It was so much love.
I'm actually glad that
everybody was so happy, and everybody
because they gay.
Yeah, but I'm saying not everybody at the wedding was gay. But it was just love. It was just so much love, And here's my thing about me being heterosexual.
Okay.
I'm far from homophobic. Obviously I just came from a gay wedding.
Right. He deals with me on a daily basis.
Yes. It's just because I have chosen to judge people off the content of their character, not by their sexual orientation or sexual preference.
Malcolm X thing, I was saying.
No, bro.
I mean, Martin Luther King.
No, sir. I'm just saying, just content of people,
right?
Is to me is what matters. I don't care, what's your sexual orientation, what you love to do sexually. That's your business, But I've had gay friends, and they know. And here's my thing, especially with guys. Mm-hmm. Just because you know a gay guy, he don't want your ass.
Hold that.
Right.
I'm just saying he don't want your ass.
Hold that thought. Because I got a whole.
You got a whole line on that.
I got a whole line. So the guys don't really know what's in store for this
really
show.
Back in. Okay. Well, come on, BB.
I've been pushing it back. But I'm actually glad.
Lead us down.
I'm kind of glad that you started off with getting married. So, do you guys remember when North Carolina by itself went into law? Do y'all remember what year that was?
Yes.
Was it 2000?
A friend of mine was the first couple to get married here in North Carolina.
Yep. What, 2008? No. Was it too far or too bad?
That's too far back.
Okay.
We weren't that far ahead. I was just graduating high school then.
Okay.
So it wasn't in effect yet. 2014. No, I'm sorry. 2014. Yeah, 14. 14. Sorry. Yeah, 2014.
Wow.
2014.
That long?
Yeah, because I got married very shortly after I got married in 2015.
It took them that long?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. So that was going to be my first question to you guys.
But we're in the South. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we're in the South. So what do you guys see as heterosexual men who are able to freely get married whenever you want?
Right.
How did it affect you guys as seeing that law came? Because you guys both deal with a lot of people. Like you said, your friend was one of the first people.
Right. Shout out to Chad and Chris.
Yes, Chad and Chris, the first gay couple in North Carolina to get married. That is very historic.
Mm-hmm.
How did it make y'all feel when that law got passed?
It didn't bother me.
I mean, I guess if you look at it from a standpoint of, especially the people that you know.
Yeah.
Everything is different. Okay, what subject you're talking about? You can have sympathy for people, if you don't know them, but you really have more of a connection when it's someone you know.
Right.
And since, like I said, Chad and Chris, I learned a lot from Chad. He's a wedding coordinator, and we was doing the weddings downtown. I learned a lot from him. I met his now husband, and his mom, his daughter. So it's more personal when you saw it. It's like, oh wow, they have this freedom. Mm-hmm. They have, they able to express, the same kind of love that I express with as a heterosexual man.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people sometimes get threatened by it. But my thing is like, why are you threatened by something that don't, and really doesn't really concern you? Because, whether or not they married or not, it's not going to stop what I do over here.
No.
It's not going to affect you any kind of way. And if it's someone like I said, you personally know, you should be happy for them.
Period.
Because think about it from this standpoint. And I was talking to Sierra yesterday. We had a good conversation. Shout out to Sierra. And we were just talking about this basic. You look at the society today. It's a patriarchal society,
right?
And so a lot of things are assumed from a man's standpoint. So we have privilege as men already given to us as men. Because we born as a male. So same thing as a heterosexual person.
You ain't got that much privilege, nigga.
Well, I wasn't gonna go down that road.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it on this particular subject.
That's a whole other rabbit hole.
A whole other rabbit hole to go down.
Man, my head started spinning when you said that. I was like,
well, we just talk about the generalities so we can stay on this subject.
Okay. My bad.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make this a 5-hour show.
That's more like a 5-week show. What do you talking about?
But
that's a rabbit hole that will never fucking end.
It's a 5-week.
But and that's the same thing with a heterosexual person. Even if you look at television, it started to change a little bit, but it's always assumed when you see a couple, it's a male and a woman. A man and a woman. When you see commercials, usually a woman and a man in a commercial, because everything is always, for the most part, from a hetero standpoint.
Of view, yeah.
So when you start seeing these things changing, it's good to have that equality amongst everyone. And I know my religious people, I already know what y'all gonna say, but we'll get into that later on. I'm sure she got something out of her agenda too.
Oh,
so
we'll
get to that later on. But that's kind of how I felt. It's kind of like, okay, cool. I'm glad they have that right.
Yeah.
Because if you're married if you were living with somebody, because at the time they couldn't get married, you were living with somebody and y'all living as a couple, but if that person gets sick, you don't have any rights to sign for them. You can't take care of them. And then you got to pull the plug. You couldn't even do that. You couldn't do nothing.
You would literally
and you the one who know more about that person probably than anybody else because you with that person the most.
Even you still would have to be careful with writing a will. Those are some things like when my first marriage, those are things before they passed a law that we looked into. Like we were looking at, gay couples had to look at different states to go to just to get married. And in reality, even though you were married in those states, if we would have came back to North Carolina before a law was passed, our marriage still wouldn't have been anywhere respected or anything. And if I wasn't cool with my ex-in-laws, they would have been able to, if something happened, they would have been able to do everything they wanted against what my ex-wife's wills were. So those are things that, I'm kind of glad you brought that up because a lot of people don't really think about that. Because that's the biggest thing for the show. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. What?
And here's my thing. As Black folks, the Black community and the gay community are damn near parallel to each other. I mean, you're talking about, fighting for just general human rights, the same amount of dignity and respect as if, somebody else in the world wanted. So, if they want to, be married to somebody forever, they should have that same right as a heterosexual would. And then in the day, my opinion, marriage is a funeral, but there's not here there. No, stop. But no, I'm just bullshit. No. But like, look.
Just in case you watching this, Danny, he's only joking.
Right.
Yes,
these are just jokes.
These are jokes.
Please don't hurt them.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, like, who are you to take somebody's right to love?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that an emotion that everybody has? An emotion of love.
But not only is it an emotion that everybody has, but who are you to even dictate? And this is something that I used to struggle with. And if y'all have not seen it, go back to season 1. Well, no, it was on season 2.
Yeah, this is season 2. Sorry.
Go back a couple episodes.
We have far gone from season 1, baby.
I was thinking about homosexuality in the church.
In the church. Okay, yeah. So homosexuality in the church. That is season 1.
Season 2, go back to where they put me in the hot seat.
The Lex Bubble profile.
Right.
They got to understand me, and when it comes
the Black
to
Bubble Waters. Yeah, it's mine.
But who are you to say who you fall in love with? You don't have
the heart wants who
you have a heart. You have a choice, but you don't have a choice who you just naturally fall in love with. And that was kind of part of my story, which will be on episode 1 of the community.
The community.
Hey.
The community.
Right, so we joke about this all the time.
Okay.
And before we go on a commercial break, I wanted to see how much you guys knew of what the actual letters of the alphabet soup, because that's exactly what we call it.
Shit.
What it means. A lot of people usually go by LGBT plus, and then it was LGBTQ plus, then it was LGBTQIA plus. So there's a lot of letters. The actual full acronym, if you want to use it for that, is LGBTQQIAAP.
Huh? Yeah.
All right, so okay, wait, let's break it down like this. How about the L? Y'all know what the L means?
Lesbian.
Okay, lesbian. The G.
Gay.
Okay, the B.
Bisexual.
The first T.
Trans.
Okay, the second T. Don't look at my
transgender.
No.
Wait, transsexual.
I don't know.
Y'all got right. It's two different things. So y'all both said it. One T is transgender. The other T is transsexual.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Break it down for me. What's really the difference?
So
help me out.
One is go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I believe, and I'm mistaken. I think gender is what you identify as. So if you're transgender, you identify as that gender, and it has nothing to do with your sexual desires, who you want. Transsexual is when you have that, who you are as a sexual desire. So like if you are a woman, a transgender woman, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be
identify as a man. That
you can be attracted to another woman.
Okay.
Look at how smart you are. I'm so
I have a lot of gay friends.
All right, the first Q.
Queer.
Okay, the second Q.
I don't know that.
Oh, there's another Q?
There's another Q.
Quintessential.
No.
Quinta
what?
No. I was like quintessential. Like, nigga, what?
I had to let it marinate in my brain for a second.
Quentin.
That's not what that is.
No, help me out.
We gotta help with that one. I don't know that one.
That's questioning.
Questioning?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
That's
questioning.
Which is different from bisexual, because a lot of people at first will say, "Oh, I'm bisexual because I'm questioning my sexuality." No, they just added another Q because those people are really confused and they're really trying to figure out, okay, what's going on. And a lot of the questioning people used to think, okay, am I bisexual? Okay, do I like girls? Okay, but sometimes I feel like I want to be a boy, so am I transgender? Am I transsexual? So that's why they put the Q in there. The I.
Intersect.
Okay, the A.
That is asexual.
Okay, there's another A.
Damn,
that is
what? This is new to me.
Oh,
the I and the A.
Yeah.
The only IA I knew about was Iowa.
Too.
The abbreviation.
The other A is Allie, and then you
what's
have
Allie? That's where you take it at.
We're gonna go into
Allie gutter snipe.
We're gonna go into
I'll take it in the alley.
We're gonna go into this guy right here.
Did I say something wrong? So is that a no?
That's a negative. Okay. That's exactly what that means.
What's the other A then?
I can't even remember what Allie stands for. I'm gonna have to go back.
Baba?
No.
Ali Baba.
And the P. What does the P stand for, you fool?
There's a P?
Pansexual.
Pansexual. Yeah, pansexual.
So now they're
pregnant.
Which is one problem we don't have.
I wouldn't be good at Family Feud. You know? I know this one, Bob. So.
No, you wouldn't. We're gonna take a commercial break because I need to get them together.
Me? Whoa, them? No, him.
Well, I want to get this guy because he's acting like the old DN.
Him.
Gosh. We're gonna take a commercial.
Still dead now.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and actually, we're gonna break down my favorite. Well, with the letter that I stand for, y'all know I do no labels, but I
identify with N. Still that.
Take us to a commercial break. We'll be right back, y'all.
Hey, gang, you up late at night and yearning for sports? Are you a night owl? Well, tune into the Late Night Sports Show with Wildcard Mar here on the IOW Network.
And we back. The healing component. Get your healing component. Ow. Get your healing.
Shout out to Tiffany and the Healing Component.
Yes, Tiff is doing it. You know what? I'm about to go on the website real quick.
I was actually on the website the other day.
Yeah, because you know, I'm out doing all these crazy hours now. Back, you know, I'm in the morning now.
I'm healing my mind.
I was actually thinking like
I need something stronger than some Epsom salt, brother.
Yeah, I was actually looking at there on purpose because you know my girlfriend has, you know, unfortunately she's a little handicapped right now. She tore her ACL. So,
oof, Jesus.
So you know,
sound like AD.
Yeah.
Oh, but she wanted to be here. She sends her greetings. She was actually going to do the show with us today, so she sends her greetings.
Oh, you should have sent the link on the laptop.
Yeah, could have
She
did that.
might be asleep.
Oh yeah.
That medicine knocks her out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
She got them Molly Percocets. Molly Percocets.
So as much as I know, we're talking about Gay Pride, which is in the month of June, which is pretty much, for those that don't know, it's just allowing the homosexual community to be us and be free. One thing I love about the homosexual community is the fact that we love each other so well, so we stick together so well. It's crazy because you would think that we had this, and we actually had this conversation at church.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, you said had that conversation at church.
We did, and I'm gonna tell you why the conversation came up. So it was actually in a Sunday school lesson. Shout out to the Sunday school teacher.
Shout out Sunday school teacher.
Not a lot of churches would talk about that.
No, they don't. But this, I love this lady to death. I'm not gonna call her name out because I don't know how she feels about being on the air. But
we keep it real cool.
She's usually real cool, but she made a very she made a very very important statement.
Okay,
and she was like, she doesn't understand why the church can't be as well knit as a community as a homosexual community.
Right. Okay.
The homosexual community will support. They will invest. They will literally do whatever they need to do for someone else who is in that same community.
Right.
Versus where the church.
I need y'all to put that energy over here.
That too.
For this end, but go ahead.
Please.
All my gay friends out there.
Oh, don't worry.
Look out for a nigga.
Don't worry. Because apparently the commentary I'm getting back from some of the people with the community, y'all are gonna be very shocked.
All right, cool.
So I'm excited.
I'm saying.
But okay, before the commercial break, I sat there and said we're gonna.
If you want to switch teams or test some stuff out, come holler at nigga. But go ahead.
My goodness.
If you are the Q,
if you are the Q, you question it.
If you are questioning,
or the B, you know, bisexual.
You know who be questioning no more. You be gay when you need to with me. So.
That's not a good thing for you, bro. That's not a good thing for you, bro.
It's not a compliment.
No, that is not a compliment on yourself.
You gotta have the
because I'm telling you, and then. Yeah, I think I'm gonna still be gay.
I'm going back to women.
And you gonna have them be like me, where they revert backwards?
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I was like, give it out while I
Hey, here go, Mel. Got mine.
I'm no longer powder milk.
I'm straight. I was good, boss.
I'm no longer a blow arrow.
Right. I'm straight.
Oh my goodness.
This is why I can't get to a show.
No, we ain't gonna never get to a show.
Serious. All right, so we said we're gonna talk about the L. A lot of people don't realize that there are each letter, and this is just the knowledge that I know. So please, disclaimer: if I get it wrong and you feel some kind of way, shut up.
Get over it.
This is knowledge that I know. These are things after being in this community for over.
Yeah, just because she's gay, she
20.
needs to be the historian.
Yeah,
again.
I'm not. Being in this community over 20 plus years, we still learn new stuff every day.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I do know is a little bit about the L, which is lesbian, which he's lesbian as well.
Yes.
Me too.
And him too.
I am a carpet muncher.
Why carpet muncher? God. The factor that y'all both had to make that sound effect.
Well,
and as a carpet muncher, as you guys like to call it, I'm gonna need y'all to step y'all game up because that sounded horrible.
First of all,
hey, you ain't seen the chicks I be messing with, so you don't know. That might be a compliment.
Motherfucker, you ain't seen them. That boy got cowells, boy. You ain't seen them.
We see more action than you. Jesus. No, but
I bet you back in the day you was the man.
Right.
Now you old and pruned up, boy.
I ain't quite pruned up.
A prune shows more action than he is. A prune got a little bit more juice than he got right now.
Oh my gosh.
But no, a lot of people don't realize is that the L has so many different layers, and so does every other letter. But we're gonna talk about the L because that's just what I am, and that's what I like. So you got regular lesbians, then you have
regular
lesbians, people that really more so like myself. I don't identify with any of the following labels that I'm going to give you.
Oh, okay.
So you have femmes, which are the
I
very.
heard of that. I just don't know what it is.
So femmes are the really girly girl.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like,
yeah.
I heard them call them lipstick too.
Yeah.
Lipstick
Right.
lesbians,
Okay.
and all those. There's so many different kinds of drugs. Then you have the studs, or back in the day they used to call them bush, dykes.
Yeah.
Dyke is like calling a female a bitch, so we don't really like that term.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
A lot of people actually get offended with the words dyke and butch. They really do.
Okay.
Because you gotta think about it. When the word butch was really being used, homosexuality was really frowned upon. It was coming out during that era where HIV was running rapid, so the homosexual community wasn't as unified and wasn't as supported as it is now.
Okay.
So now they've turned that term into.
So I can't call you Butch Cassidy.
I don't care. I
mean, I'm saying not you in particular. I'm just saying in general.
I mean, that's your fight to fight. You call the wrong person. That
it depends how they respond, bro.
I can't save you from all of them.
So I'd be like,
if you catch a bullet,
that means no.
Yeah, that means
okay.
no. Because I got to figure out how I'm gonna support and protect you and protect my community. I'm gonna have to be a neutral party. I don't know. I done told him I'm gonna have to
told this nigga. I didn't told him.
Hold on, don't shoot him yet. I'm working with him.
It's a work in progress. Major work in progress. Major.
The lack of pussy got my brain messed up.
Please, somebody, please give him a piece of what you got.
Oh my goodness, let's get through this show.
We're not gonna be able to
because this shit is getting out of control.
Yeah,
He's like a pussy got my brain. I was not gonna let that slide. I'm sorry. I couldn't let that slide.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes.
I was thinking that.
He spends too much time in front of this computer. That's why we don't never.
Oh, I don't never go in that seat. Ever.
This is why Lamar and I stay
ever
in our seats.
I don't never get in that seat.
This is why he has a screen all to himself.
I am not trying to stick to that chair.
This is why you have a screen to yourself.
I'm trying to stick and move.
The other part of the L is a stem.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Most people, and this has come more into play the last, I want to say 5-6 years. A stem is kind of a mixture of a stud and a femme. Some of my friends consider me a stem. Some of my friends consider me a stud. It just depends on what day you get.
That means I switch the strap back and forth.
Sir.
Some do, yes, but no.
Sir.
What? I'm just asking questions, nigga. I'm trying to learn some stuff, bro.
Listen, well, this is the thing. Do y'all know why a stud always carries a backpack?
Because he got the strap in there. She got two straps. She got Roscoe and the dick strap.
And what's so sad is this is so true.
Remind me not to ever
go on my bag.
Ever.
Like,
ever.
What is that?
Go in your bag.
Hello.
Is that sausage?
Pre-warning. Don't ever go mobile bag. I'm just gonna be very honest.
I was going nobody.
Hey, do you got it like in a case or something? Because you ain't
You
just
gotta
got it
wrap
just
it up,
laid
so
it
you
out.
just out there.
Some people do, yeah.
I hope so, because that'd be messed up. You trying to get it in, and then you leaving lint balls on your baby and shit.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
Balls, but no.
No, I'm just saying, you the little backpack lint.
Stuck to it. Is that bubblicious?
No.
Is that dentine?
Y'all want to know the most?
Right.
My bad. I spilled the Cheetos in the bag. My bad.
Right.
Got Cheeto crumbs on it.
Pussy be on fire. They're flaming hot.
You don't need to flame it hot.
You feel a little bit of love, baby. You feel a little bit of love.
Like, ooh, I ain't never caught it this fast.
This is not how I expected this conversation to go. This is not. That's not what it is. But y'all want to know, so I'll give y'all the answer.
But I didn't want to know. He said it, and you confirmed it.
To answer your question, a lot of times, like you know how you guys have y'all like your hygiene bag when y'all go on trips.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people will use those.
Okay.
But if you are like, it's the old heads, like my older cousin, I will never forget this conversation with her. I was like, where do you keep yours? Because you don't ever carry a book bag. You don't. She said, well, the old stuff just walking around with it on. Wait, I said, wait a minute, pause. So you
gotta be locked and ready.
Locked and ready.
You know what I'm saying? Locked and ready.
Listen, those harnesses sometimes are not. If you got an old school harness, that is not comfortable.
Be like, you ready to go?
And that's literally how the
they ain't gotta go get nothing.
Yo, I would never forget. Okay, so
Ready.
before we take another commercial, I gotta tell this story, and my homegirl's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna say her name, but when she hear the story, she's gonna kill me. So we went to a high school party. This was like right in high school. I was a hoe back in high school. Let me apologize now, baby. You have not heard this story, so please forgive me.
That.
I was.
Oh, that's not a lady.
That is a hoe.
Anyway, so we got to this party, and my homegirl was like, she's like, yo, it's gonna be dark. Make sure you wear your strap. So when we dance with a female, especially if they're a straight female, they gonna think that you would do. They can't see you anyway. We were just, when I say studdish to the max, I mean,
yo, it's MIYT.
Yeah,
MIYT.
like you really had to double take and look like, okay, it's a female or
y'all was wearing Thug Motivation 101 starter
kit. Listen, the forces, the over baggy jeans, the big old shirt.
Oh, y'all was with your boats. Yeah.
Listen, I would never forget. So my homegirl was dancing with this one girl. And the girl, all I saw was them leave the room and go to the bathroom. Well, apparently the girl didn't like what she saw when she got in the bathroom because she quickly ran out the bathroom. So I asked Mom, I said, what happened? She's like, she thought I was a guy. And when she saw that it was plastic and it wasn't real, I was like, oh my God.
She was ready to go.
She was ready to go.
CTTG.
But yet the girl wanted to come holler at me after that.
Train to go.
And I was like, mine is plastic too. But see, this is where we get in trouble because studs get a bad reputation of being hoes,
being a Mac,
being toxic as shit. I will never forget. There was this one, like I said, I was toxic, and my girlfriend knows I used to be toxic. That's not a secret. But I was messing with this one girl, and then I started talking to this other girl, and I was kind of at the other girl's house more. And she got mad because the other girl called my phone and took my strap and put it through the food processor.
Oh,
wow!
You give him I'm supposed to have
I know it's plastic. It still make me cringe.
yeah, I did too.
Like,
hey, bro, hey, you know that wind?
And that's why I needed to see if y'all would cringe.
Yeah, we did.
Man, the stories. If y'all ever want good stories, and then promise y'all these are gonna be on the community as well. All these stories, just get you a gay friend. We got plenty of stories to tell you. It's hilarious. I promise you, it's hilarious. But we're gonna take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're actually gonna break down the colors of the gay flag because they actually have meaning.
Living up in the sky.
They do, and we're gonna talk a little bit about some gay music.
It's in a book.
For an engaging podcast, come to our box. Riddick's book. My name is Dr. Sally Grissom, and I invented time travel. That wasn't my goal, but then one minute I'm in my lab, and the next I'm in the middle of a 1940s military experiment. The Office of Developed Anomalous Resources took my invention and immediately did what shadowy government agencies do, turned it into a weapon for the dawning Cold War. I've changed a whole lot of history since then, and I don't think you could say it was all for the better. It's all my new friends and I can do to make sure Odar doesn't tear the fabric of space-time apart at the seams. And if you can hear this, then maybe, just maybe, we didn't fuck it all up. But I wouldn't bet money on it.
And you can catch Ars Paradoxica every Friday at 8 p.m. here on the IOW Network.
I love Philip. Has anybody talked to Philip lately?
I have.
Hi, Philip. I miss you. I have a new flag just for you, too. I do. But since we're talking about flags, let's talk about the rainbow. A lot of people used to get mad about it being a rainbow, especially the church folk. I never understood
That was Jesse Jackson thing back in the day, the Rainbow Coalition.
That is true. That is true. But each color of the flag has a meaning, and each person has their own perception.
It's crazy. I didn't even know that.
It is, but so this is the meaning that I always learn, and this is the meaning that I still go by with everything. So it goes in order. You got pink or hot pink, and that's for the sex. So, like, if you ever go to gay pride, you'll see certain people with pink on, and that just means
they ready to go?
Yeah, they ready to go.
Okay.
They're ready to go. Red equals for life. So anytime and I remember this, there was a friend of mine who passed away, and he was gay, and they did everything red. That was how they honored. And his favorite color was not red. His favorite color was blue.
So red is for life.
Yeah, red is for life.
Okay.
Orange is for healing.
Okay.
Yellow is for sunlight. Green is for nature. Turquoise is for art. Indigo or purple is for harmony, and violet is for the spirit. Which is very, very important. A lot of people fall short when it comes to that. Those last two things. As long as I've been in the community and I've talked with some old heads, I've talked with some new heads, I've talked with some questioning heads. Those have been the biggest things. Those are the biggest things that the gay community have for is, making sure there's peace and there's harmony.
Okay.
That's why sometimes you'll see them with the little peace sign like they're back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the colors, the same colors that they have the peace sign. So that's very, very, very important. But I did want to get in because I said it like twice now. Let's get into the church and homosexuality.
Okay.
Wow.
There are more.
Just hit me.
There are more and more gay churches popping up.
I noticed.
And not even care about being.
No, I think that's cool though, because let's be honest, especially down south.
Yeah,
the Bible Belt.
In the Bible Belt,
right.
They frown upon the gays and the homosexuals. They've been doing that for years, centuries of shame in that community. Even though inside the church itself, they like to play down low a lot. But that's not neither here nor there. But anyway,
look at that priest.
But you know what?
And the altar boy.
Listen, not even that. But I've been refraining from posting it. But I have
would you like some candy, Timmy?
I have a post that sits there and says it has a gay flag on it. It says I'm celebrating Pride for all the pastors, preachers, and apostles that cannot.
Wow.
But there's a whole bunch that are down low.
Yeah, and a whole lot of
and
I mean, some of them you be looking like,
yeah,
come on, bro.
Yeah.
You're very
come on, bro.
With it.
I was at a little sidebar. I was at a revival one time. And so, anybody know about church, they have a armor bearer.
Yeah.
And so this guy's supposed to be the pastor's armor bearer. And the pastor's praying on him. P-R-A-Y. Praying for someone, not praying on somebody. P-R-E-Y. And it's like his armor bearer.
He might have been doing that behind the
scenes. He might be doing that behind the scenes, but his armor bearer was up on his booty.
What? Why are you that close?
I mean, it was like he was praying, bending over, and his armor bearer just like this. I was like, bruh, really? And so my thing is like, as a heterosexual man,
I don't want you that close.
Back to nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, and we
hey,
but
it might have slipped out at the church.
At the church.
But
You better hope the mic don't catch it.
Right.
But most most heterosexual men, even in the church, will do that. I've seen pastors where their armor bearer has gone to try to wipe their face and like,
Yeah.
I got this. Like,
right.
I don't need you to do all that.
And so I want to ask. Well, I don't want to go off your subject, but I want to ask this because Sierra and I was talking about this too. Does this make you homophobic when you do that?
Doing what?
If a guy's up on you like that, you like back up.
No. See,
I don't think it makes you homophobic. I think it.
And I'm answering that question
Mm-hmm.
because, I've had gay friends and I've been to a gay bar before, and I have there's gay guys that are very touchy.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gay. I'm saying touchy.
But I'm saying I don't mind it because I know they're just being dim and being exciting and being happy. But when they start doing other stuff that I'm uncomfortable with, that's when I'm like, hey yo, look, I respect you, but that's not my lane. So just so you know,
when it comes to my gay friends, I'm like boxing.
You know the line.
No touching below the belt.
That's actually good.
I was trying not to.
I go by the WBC rules.
IBF, WBC, IBA. Waist and above, okay. Below the waist, no bueno.
No.
But like for the most part, the gay guys I know, they know once you set that boundary with them, they know.
Right.
That's the gay community. Period. That was. Even as a gay female, especially as a stud or a STEM, I don't like labels, but as somebody that always gets qualified to those, every time I'm around a group of females, I have to tell them, I don't want you, Shug.
Yeah.
I don't. If I wanted you, I would try you. If I
know that's right.
I don't want you.
I don't want you.
Like, and it's kind of crazy because always being the token gay person, you're always going to get that.
Like being a token black person.
Yeah. It always happens.
Ask them crazy questions.
But you will find, going back on to the topic of the church, you will find that a lot of these churches that privately, and I'm going to say it just like this, and my uncle and I, he's a preacher, we had this conversation, that privately support it will not preach against homosexuality. But they will use every homosexual that's in the church for their talents, their gifts.
So wait a minute, let's so people let's get clarity. So you saying if a preacher or a pastor supports the the community, if they support the community, you're saying they won't have a sermon that preaches against homosexuality?
In my opinion, you will not find them having a sermon against it.
Okay.
What do you think that is? Why?
Because they need those people.
They need that congregation.
So let's look at, like, especially a lot of these.
And that was going to be my answer. I just wanted to,
Yeah, especially with a lot of these bigger churches.
Yeah.
And I've been to several churches, so I'm not calling no church out. I'm just doing observation from churches that I've been in. This is my opinion. So I really don't care what anyone has to think. I don't. However, when you go to a church and you see that the choir director is gay, I don't care how masculine he looks.
He's
gay.
Right.
You then look and you see every person that's shouting or giving the big offerings, they're gay. You look over in the music pit, you're looking at the musicians who are undercover gay. You're looking, like you said, in the pulpit, the armor bearer is gay. You're looking at the person.
I think the pastor might have been gay because he allowed it. But just saying.
But that's where you have to figure out what church is best for you. This is why I'm happy that there are so many more homosexuality church popping up. Shout out to all those. There's actually a lady in.
So I think that's dope though.
There's a lady in Pullman Park, a church in that area. She been on TV and everything.
I forgot about her.
There's one there for sure. I know of.
But it's dope is because it takes all that century after century of just bad negative energy and negativity away, and it lets the people focus on religion, because I'm pretty sure as a gay person, you want to sit there and praise the Lord, but you hear the snickering, you hear the junk talk, you hear the whispers.
I give you one even better. I hear it now. Truth be told, I hear it now, and I've gone to 2 different churches lately. One of them that's very near and dear to my heart, and I hear it.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's a shame.
It's a shame, but I gotta tell anybody, don't let it deter you. Have your own personal relationship. You know, whatever you believe in, have your own personal relationship.
Yeah.
Fellowship where you feel like you need a fellowship. I honestly had one of the most difficult conversations, but yet one of the most peaceful conversations with my aunt on Sunday after I left church.
Okay.
Because someone came and told her that, you know, now that I'm back out openly about what I do, I posted,
no, what you are, baby.
Huh?
No.
What I am, you are correct. Thank you for correction. But I had posted
because you already know we love who you are.
Listen, I love who I am.
So
you ain't gotta worry about it. That's why I came with everything that's pride ready. I couldn't find my love is no label shirt today, but I was gonna wear that too. But I had one of the most, and this is kind of goes into the next topic I want to talk about, the support from family and friends and why it's so big and important to the gay community.
Okay.
But I had one of the most difficult conversations with my god aunt because someone went and told her, Alexis is back messing with females and she posting them all over Snapchat and she doing this and third. So my aunt is the type of person where she gonna come right up to you. And she's a minister, so please don't get it tripping. She's a minister. She can come right up to you. She gonna say, "So, what's been going on with you?" Nothing, working, 70-hour weeks and school, all that kind of stuff. She said, "So, are you in a relationship with a woman again?" Yes, I am.
This is what I do.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. So, and this is where you can dislike what somebody does or who they choose to be, but where support is still important.
Right.
Because like her words, and we literally had a 2-hour conversation, and her words were, Alexis, I don't agree with it. However, I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to love on you. I'm still going to be here for you. My hands will be tied, in the spiritual realm, certain places. Okay, cool. This is my decision. I'm at peace with my decision. I'm happy with my decision. Excuse me. Why do you guys feel, especially as men, and I'm gearing this question more towards if you're dealing with a gay male.
Okay.
Why they are so, because gay females are kind of more accepted no matter what. I
mean, you look at, I had a friend and, he was into lesbian porn. And you see a lot of guys that they like women on women type thing. That never was my thing. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? I never was like into that particular genre of pornography. But some guys would love that type of thing. And so that's more easy. Even ones that's not into it, when they watch it, they're not turned off by it because they're used to seeing it. It's not a big deal to them.
Right.
They'd be like, okay, that's not my thing, but whatever. Whereas when you see men together, because you have been taught against that for so long, stop being a punk. Or like even on Boondocks when Rise say, nigga, you gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We laugh at it and stuff like that. And okay, it's funny, but at the same time, there's so much wrapped into that statement. Hey man, look, that was dinner.
That was a pickle juice.
That was dinner. That was dinner. Sorry.
That was a pickle juice burp.
Let it flow. Just let it flow. You know what I'm saying? But no, you look at it's so much wrapped up into that because we used to say that about people all the time coming up, and that was an insult. I'm like, I ain't gay. I mean, call me gay. You ready to fight?
Yeah.
Even with lesbians, I used to be ready to fight when people called me that in the school.
So it's kind of like you been taught this. It's been ingrained in you to be against it. And I think so. It's harder for a male to accept it because of how they've been brought up, how they've been taught about it. I mean, how they've been introduced to it, and how things they've been around, that male masculinity, that male machismo. Yeah. All those things.
That's a good word, machismo.
And all those things kind of brings you to the point where you are now. And even and honestly, even now that I'm more accepting and try to be more loving, I still have part of that in me because it's been ingrained in me.
Right.
And I'd rather just be honest with you and tell you that than to be fake. And let's have a conversation about it. And I'm not too big to say, hey, I was wrong. Or I may be wrong about this, or I'm working towards not to have that in me. But it's just like trauma. When you suffer trauma and you working trying to get that trauma out, you working towards healing, it's still sometimes gonna rise up in you because it's down deep. It's embedded in you. And so you have to try to work those things out of you. And like I have my cousins and friends that are part of the community. And I love and embrace them now, but at one time I didn't.
Yeah.
Because of how I've been taught. I'm not talking about all the time directly, because some things are indirectly taught.
Very much.
By watching behavior, by listening to conversations.
Yeah.
Some things are indirectly taught, and you pick these things up, and you say, "Oh, that gay stuff ain't. I can't be messed with that because they're gonna tease me. They're gonna tell me this. They're gonna pick, whatever. Because I don't care how tough you are." Nobody wants to be the butt of the joke.
Heck no.
Nobody wants to be on the other end of the finger pointing. No one wants to be the other end of the ostracizing. No one wants that. You can be strong enough to deal with it, but it's nothing you want. It's nothing you embrace. It's nothing that you say, hey, when I grow up, I want nobody to like me. You know what I'm saying? No one says that.
Not nobody like me.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all those factors. Okay, Lamar, I ain't trying to take the whole conversation.
No. I mean,
so you see you doing that at all?
Oh, here these niggas go.
No, so because I think for me, when men get grossed out seeing two men, being affectionate compared to two women, it's just because their thinking is shallow. Okay. Because let's be honest, as rather a heterosexual guy that gets upset about seeing images of two men being affectionate and two women, because they love women so much that they're not even paying attention to the fact.
Kids, I understand. Oh, she is showing her titties.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's shallow thinking.
Hold on, you see that? That's a nipple I see, nigga.
Titties.
Titties?
No, literally.
Not only
they're
that,
shallow.
You getting 4 nipples.
Yes.
For the price of 1.
Exactly. That's where I'm going with this.
Nigga, it's a Kmart deal.
They're looking at, the more the merrier. They're not even thinking.
Right.
And that's so. And I'm
nigga, is that 2 coochies?
I'm gonna be very honest. That's one of that as a gay female. That is the most annoying thing ever. I had
4 nipples.
No.
Which I'm saying, that's shallow thinking by them.
It's a very shallow thing, and it's so annoying. Like just a heads up, a tipper for all the gay or the straight men out there. Don't go to a woman and say, "Can I join?"
You can't say that.
No,
because they're not even thinking about you.
What about just the tip?
No.
No. Okay, just say.
No. Even I had.
What if I said to my server?
You say it to your server, your computer, whatever you want to. I had a homeboy who who wished me a happy birthday. And I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he was like, "What's new with you?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. Just he's like, "What you do for your birthday?" I was like, "Well, just me and my girl probably gonna do something." He's like, "Your girl?" He's like, "Well, let me know when y'all want to go out for drinks. I might let y'all take advantage of me." What? No. I'm not thinking of you at all, sir.
Ain't nobody thinking about you, nigga.
No, and
it ain't your mind. I'm after.
I hate this for all my family members that are watching this because y'all get all the tea in my life. Sorry, y'all be all right. But I would they gonna have no choice. But
right, that's right.
I would literally tell guys especially when guys used to come up with me and be like, "Oh, you ain't had the right guy." This has always been my comment.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. I mean, and I don't mean to cut you off because I think that's about
corny.
But but just think about that. Think about that if a gay guy told you that.
Yeah.
Oh, you just had the right guy to turn you. You like, nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, same principle. Like, if that's not what you into, that's not what you into.
Yeah.
That's like, how I shut them down? This is my line. It's been my line for the last 20 years.
That's that.
I can dick you down better than you can dick me down. So.
Okay.
Well, damn.
I'd be like, let's try. So.
You are that 1%.
Sir.
You are going to add the wrong crowd in your inbox. We trying to get the females to your inbox.
Yeah.
You're going to have the whole G community in your inbox. You better chill
be in
out.
my inbox. I ain't got to respond.
You better chill, bro.
You got to respond.
You will find somebody to take you up on that offer.
I don't have to respond.
Anyway, we're going to take another commercial break while we go clear his inbox out. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit, the last little segment, a little bit of some of the gay celebrities that have made an impact in the world. Y'all say
Looking for a great home-cooked meal and you don't have time to prepare it? Well, your solution is here. Mad Mac Catering. The food is made with love and with a touch of soul. Contact us at 704-516-4334 or on Twitter at SmadMac or the website www.madmax.net. That's www.madmacs.net.
You know, every time we hear that commercial for your business, which y'all didn't know, that's this guy right here.
That's Lamar business.
That's his business.
Yeah,
no, I want to sing the Mickey Mouse song. I'm sorry.
I want to say MOUSC.
every time. But so,
Wow, I'm crip walking.
What a lot of people don't. He said, "Well, crip walking." Okay, and you know I got ADHD. You can't say random stuff like that.
No.
What a lot of people don't know there's a lot of gay artists.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of gay producers. There are a whole bunch that have taken over. Of course, you got some of the big names like Elton John, RuPaul. Mm-hmm. But one in particular, he is from Detroit. One of the big ones I want to talk about, I actually want to talk about the latest video of this one, and then I'm going to talk about a celebrity and their child, is Lil Nas X. Mm-hmm. Have y'all seen his latest video?
No.
I can't remember the name of the video. Forgive me, my notes are not in front of me. However, Lil Nas X did a video, and actually, let me see if I can find it on my. Oh yeah, here it is. Montario.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
So, Montario, if you have not seen it, do not watch it with your children around. But it actually kind of ties in our last conversation into the new conversation. So, in this video, he literally is very out with his sexuality. Mm-hmm. He's wearing pumps. He's wearing the bikini bottom, no shirt, a wig, everything. He's giving life all the way. Love it. Love it. But he goes to a whole different eccentric level. And when I say that, I mean it by this. He literally starts as a regular human and like he's going through like the Bible parts. He's going through the Garden of Eden. He goes down as if he's God or Satan. Or no, he's not Satan, but he goes down as like an angel to fight Satan. Okay. And take Satan's crown. And when I say he's dancing on Satan, he's twerking on Satan, he's done all this kind of stuff. So the church people had a problem with that.
Of course they was going to have a problem with that.
But not only did the church people have a problem with that, some of the gay community had a problem with that.
Really?
And said that he was too flamboyant.
Wait. There's
a such thing?
Being too flamboyant?
Listen.
I thought they were supposed to be supportive of, hey, this is what we do.
This is when I wish we had that two little side screens so we can play the video and get y'all first reaction. Mm-hmm. That would be great. But if you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. And actually what I may do is I may have an episode on the community where I get them to watch the video and bring them on this special guest and get the reaction of this video because it is great. It is wonderful. And people that actually turned me on to the video were people at my church.
Oh, yeah.
They were the one that told me about it.
I'm not surprised. As a resident gay person, what do you think about this?
But what's so crazy is I wasn't a resident gay person. I wasn't. There was a couple of us, but it was actually some friends that just were talking about some music heads that were talking about it at that moment. However,
is the music any good?
Yeah, the music was great.
I mean, I hear so much about the video. I mean, is the song any good?
Well, because here's my thing, real quick.
I can just pull up over here.
I just want to know why I can't hear it. Oh, maybe because my headphones might be connected.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's just portraying his thoughts and feelings through music.
I called it bad just today. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could catch you throwing smiles in my face. Romantic talking, you don't even have to
Oh, I heard this song.
Yeah, the beat is ridiculous.
I've heard this song.
Like he's literally calling out everything in the Bible. Like, and he's telling you, I'm just here to sin. This is what y'all think of me. I'm here to sin. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to this. I'm gonna let because I don't want them to copyright us. I'm gonna let y'all finish listening to that.
No, I've heard that song. Okay,
but
I've heard it on the radio.
I love the fact that he took a stand because when he first came out, nobody knew that he was gay.
No, but he was still doing songs with the baby, still doing other songs with features. Did song with Miley Cyrus, Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Billy Ray.
Yeah, Billy Ray.
Old Town Road.
So my thing is
like break your heart.
If nobody was so concerned about his music, and he's still doing feature with. At that point in time, the baby was one of the highest grossing rappers at that point in time.
Right.
Obviously, he didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of the baby even saying anything bad about doing a collab.
And that's where the support comes in. You don't see these other people bashing these people.
Yeah.
So why do we think that in America it's okay to bash the homosexual community?
Oh shoot, you can say that about America, everything.
You can.
I believe, like I said, it's all about. Well, let's go. If you're talking specifically about America, America, quote unquote, supposed to be a Christian nation,
right?
And because the portrayal of Christianity is, God is against gays,
right?
And so America has to bash the gays to show that they stand for Christian values. And so that's why you see a lot of Americans bashing the gay community, because if I say anything positive about the gay community, that means I stand with them, and I'm in sin just like them.
But then that's where I have to rebuttal, because God is love. You're supposed to love everyone and hate the sin. So bashing in my sense is you're causing all this hurt towards that person who's living the quote unquote sin. How are you loving them and you're hurting them in the same breath?
Well, I mean, I think too that, everybody cherry picks things that fits their narrative.
Very much.
And so they'll point out, Jesus, whipping them out of the money changers out and showing that, hey, that's love, because Jesus was showing not only respect for the house of God, but even by kicking them out, so you're not defaming the house of God. That's showing love,
right?
And they'll point out different acts of I don't want to go as far as say violence, but I can't think of the right word. Well, different acts of aggression that Jesus showed. They were acts of aggression in love. Paul, different acts of aggression through Paul were acts through love. And so I think a lot of times when you read scripture, it's kind of funny how me and Sarah had this conversation yesterday too.
You should have brought her on the show today.
What's the air? But it was a good conversation. But anyway, you show through through the scriptures and through things that you see, that a lot of times we like to cherry pick things and we don't look at it from the standpoint of what's the principle behind what's being said.
Right.
It's the principle saying no to this particular act, or the principle saying, other things inside of it. We talk about, they always point out the scripture in Leviticus, they point out the Roman scripture, those are popular scriptures that people like to go to. And if you look at it from, I heard one person argue and say that how we know that Paul wasn't speaking to a particular situation, because it's a kind of valid point. If you look at it from the standpoint that in Rome, in the Greco-Roman world, it was almost a honor or a thing of privilege to sleep with another man.
Right.
You know, they even slept with children.
Right.
And that was like, you know, a thing that they did at that time. So was Paul speaking to that?
Right.
You know, or was Paul saying no against homosexuality in general? And so that's some of the arguments that you hear when it comes to, you know, the opponents, people against it and people that's for it.
Which makes very, very good sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things people leave out in the Bible and manipulate it for their own use. But that's another show, another topic, another day, because that's a rabbit hole that y'all don't want me to go on. It is. But the last topic I wanted to talk about was Dwayne Wade. Not Dwayne Wade. Is it Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade and Gabby.
Yes, thank you. I can't always forget what his last name is.
Mm-hmm.
And their daughters.
Their daughter,
mm-hmm.
who was originally
their son, Magic Johnson.
Right, and that Magic Johnson was the first one that really dealt with that publicly.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel with the age?
I think it's too big to be a dress. I'm saying that's a big news.
Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. Because you being foolish.
He's being Jamel.
Yeah, he's being a joke.
I'm sorry.
That's what he is.
These are jokes, y'all. These are jokes.
How do y'all feel with these children identifying what they think they are, or who they feel they are at that young of an age?
I don't know. I kind of like in between it, you know, because I don't, you know, I hear a lot of people say, well, they too young to know. And I understand that argument. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
I don't.
Because hold on, let me finish.
No. I ain't saying that. I'm just talking.
At the same time, because I don't have that experience, how can I say that's not how I felt when I was 12? I mean, when I was 12, I knew I liked women. When I was 7, I knew I liked women. You know, but that's because I am heterosexual. You know, so if I am homosexual, how do I know at 7 I didn't like boys then? Or I felt like I'm trapped in a man trapped in a woman's body, or vice versa. You know, how do I know? I don't know that because that's not my story. That's not my experience. Yeah. You know, so it could be telling the truth. Right. It could just be how they feel, and I think like, you know, they say, oh well, because they got this gay agenda and they push it on you. Well, that's the same thing they said about rap music.
Right.
You know, because all you see is rap music and make you want to go out and rob and kill. I listened to Scarface back in the day. And I didn't go out and rob and kill because I listened to Scarface. I want to rob and kill because that's the kind of nigga I was. You know what I'm saying?
That's your friend.
Well, no, but seriously, I'm just saying it didn't make you say, oh, what you say, Scarface? You say do that? Okay, that's what I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's silly.
Right. I'm not out here telling folks.
You know what I'm saying?
Go get your female.
I mean, look, at the end of the day.
Now, when Luke was talking about drop and make that booty pop.
that was.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm with you on that one, though, bro.
I mean, look, because I've had this conversation with somebody before, and it was probably on social media, but at the end of the day, how can you put a age restriction on feelings on how you on your sexual orientation? Just like how you said, at 7 years old, you had an attraction to women.
Mm-hmm.
So
you talking to me, Alexis?
No, you.
Okay.
So more.
I was more like 12, 13.
Yeah, and Zuri's 12, 13, 14, around that same area, same age range. My thing is you know, as a kid, you're gonna have your own thoughts and feelings and emotions, and you know, I gotta give, you know, people might not agree with it, but you know, props to Dwayne and Gabby for letting their kid explore and find themselves.
Okay, let me add this in there. How far? Because even though we talk about, you know, what you like and what you don't like, because you know we pretty much know at a young age what we like in a lot of areas, not just sexuality.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a parent, how far do you allow them to explore that? Because you you know, do you say, okay, go ahead and get the operation at 12? I think that's too young. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying I would not still love my child. They felt that way. That's no. What I'm saying is that, you know, get a little older and let's talk about that.
Yeah, because I could,
you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, because that's part of their conversation with the kid.
That's like a permanent decision you make.
Permanent decision, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of things that I felt like I still make, and I'm just saying this in example, I'm saying just make sure. I still might be gay at 18, but I may not feel like I want the sex change. You know what I'm saying? Or at 21, whatever. So I think at that age, because you still coming into a lot of your hormones, still coming to a lot of your emotions, you still coming into puberty, you go through a lot of different things going on in your mind.
Right.
So to make a full transformation at a young age, I don't know if I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Well,
I'm saying that's fair. That's
right.
fair.
You know what I'm saying? Let's explore that as you get older. You know, I can see confirming that.
Yeah,
but let's explore the whole operation thing.
But I'm saying that's a fair assessment, because just the word that pretty much hit it was permanent. You know, that's, and if you're 12, 13, are you sure you're in that right mind frame to make a permanent decision? You know, most 12 and 13-year-old kids is trying to figure out what cereal they're gonna eat on Saturday morning.
Right.
So,
or if they're gonna wear the same dirty socks again.
Like, you know, so
right.
My brother doing that shit. No, put some clean socks on.
No, but so no.
And Polo Cologne.
No, I'm saying that's a fair assessment. As a parent, I probably wouldn't go that far of saying full, you know, transition. But hey, if this is what you want to explore, wear these certain clothes, and trying to find out exactly where your feelings and thoughts are at, then so be it. But full transformation, I'm with you on that. I think that's fair, because you don't want to make a decision off of thoughts and feelings as a 12-year-old that can infect, thoughts and feelings as a 28-year-old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that's fair.
And that was,
sorry, go ahead.
That was the only thing, even being in the community, that's the only thing that I was against. I love the support that they gave. Give. I love the fact that they don't let anybody talk bad. They love
the hell out of it.
Yeah. But when it comes to having the surgery, kids don't know. One day they like their mama, the next day they don't. One day they best friends with somebody, the next day they don't. So you teach them, let them go through the process like we did. I had to figure out what was best for me, what clothes I like working better with, what I like wearing. Let them go through that process and teach them he's a boy. Teach him the things like the old drag queens used to do. Teach them how to tuck it, how to tape it down, wrap it up, whatever you gotta do. Teach them those things so they can say, okay, is this really what I want to go through for the rest of my life if I want to choose this route? Or, okay, do I just want to be a girl?
Right.
Or you also have to look at the fact that their youngest child is a girl and it's their miracle baby. So what attention and stuff are you giving this miracle baby that you're not giving to other kids? You have to look at that as a factor as well.
I need to think of it that way.
Not saying that they're giving more attention to the other baby. That's not what I'm saying. So please don't take that and try to flip it.
No, but I'm saying they can possibly unintentionally do it.
Right.
Just because they know that, there's already been a topic of discussion of their daughter and transitioning. That's been a topic for at least a couple of years now.
Right.
Yep.
You know what? They can honestly not even knowingly be paying so much attention to that situation that there might be other things that's getting, slipping through the cracks. And I'm not saying they're bad parents. I don't know that.
Right.
And I haven't seen anything of the sort that they are bad parents. But
no, I don't think that.
As a parent, and Mel, you can speak on it. When you have multiple kids, there is no favoritism.
Right.
There is no favorite kid because you are my seed. I love you all to death equally.
There's not supposed to be.
Well, no, there's not supposed to be. I mean, no. If for me, I love both my daughters equally.
Yeah, I love all four of them.
And I treat them both equally.
They get on my nerve all the same.
you know, and just in my instance, just because my oldest is autistic, I still, you know, I'm on her ass just like I am with my youngest daughter.
You are.
Just because I'm trying to build both of them up for the cruel reality that is the world.
Right.
And so, you know, is there certain things that I might say different or act different towards my oldest? Yes, just because of her autism. But when it comes to discipline and praising, there's no difference.
Right.
You know, I praise them both when they do, you know, something awesome. I discipline them both when they do something janky and I don't like. So no, there's no difference in that. But there are certain things I have to tailor different just because of our autism. And maybe Gabby and Dwayne are dealing with certain situations like that. You know, you might have to approach a certain situation different with Zuri than probably the other kids. And I mean, it's a different situation.
And I like well, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go back to that. Those who are watching this and listening to this, you know, for me, I'm gonna speak for me. A lot of this I'm speaking out of ignorance because some things I just don't know.
Yeah.
So before you decide you want to get upset and get in your feelings,
let's jump in the comments like a fool.
Well, wait a minute, let me say this. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you can enlighten me on some things I don't know. You know, because I'm not saying anything out of malice. It's out of ignorance more than it's out of malice. You know, I fed a few jokes here and there, but they just jokes. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, let's open up a dialogue and have a conversation because we can get in the comments and go back and forth and, you know, you can say stuff and I can say stuff, but then where does that get us? But now I say that I really like how I like Flame Monroe.
Yeah.
I like Flame Monroe. I like the way, you know, she carried herself. I like the way she do things. I mean, the comedy is funny too, but you know, you listen to some of the interviews that Flame does, and just being who Flame is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And after a while, after watching it and listening to some of the interview, you just say, oh, you just have that respect level because okay, I respect that. You know, because you just being you. And so I like Flame Monroe because of that.
Do you have a favorite?
No, not really. You know,
you just like good material. That's
no. I mean, as long as you know, bring the heat with in your field that you do, and you do it well,
right? And
you know, I can respect it. I can respect the hustle. I can respect the grind because obviously, if you are at that part in your career where you know you definitely get monetized for it pretty handsomely, and you know,
right,
you get the viewership or you get the participation. I got no choice but to respect it because you doing it,
right?
And there's a lot of people that would love to be in that position, and
you
know. It's not given to you.
That's true.
You got to go earn it.
That's true.
And so at the end of the day, you know, whether you cook, you know, talk show or entertainment, sports, whatever, you know, hey, just as long as you doing your best and you grinding and shit, applause.
All right.
I don't give a damn who you laying down with. It ain't none of my business. Most importantly, ain't none of my business.
It's not. I tell you all the time.
It ain't none of your
unless
business.
You crawling in the sheets with me, shut the hell up.
Between the sheets.
Shut the hell up. So that's just our take on Gay Pride Month. Listen,
you touch me.
Why is he in such a singing today?
Love the way you release me.
Okay, time to go.
Come on.
So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of I Often Wonder.
Okay.
We're gonna send Lamar home so he can sing these songs to his woman.
No, I'm hungry, dog. I'm starving like Marvin.
Feed this nigga.
Let's go you.
Feed this nigga.
Listen, please. Make sure you guys are supporting. Listen, we love here at.
I hope you get fed, nigga.
I get fed. Don't worry about me.
Apparently not. You still
don't. Don't worry about me.
Make sure that you guys listen.
Don't believe everything you see. Don't say that.
Ew.
Oh no, your left arm didn't come up off that chair, bro.
Listen, here in I Often Wonder and the IOW Network, I'm pretty sure I can say this, but we do support the LGBT community plus the alphabet soup, everything in there.
Right.
Because guess what? One of the creators is a part of it. But no, these guys support.
Hey, sidebar real quick. It's crazy because my cousin was so appreciative of me and my family coming to the wedding. And I don't think I took the time to ever recognize, for people to come and support your love.
Yeah.
As being part of the community until she said that to me.
I'll put it to you this way. It's a very big deal. My first marriage, when I got married, even though it was a courthouse marriage, my family knew the date. I let them know the date. I had literally no one.
Yeah.
No one there. Now my ex-wife, her family, they were there. Her sister, because all her siblings are gay, so they had no problem with supporting. Her cousin was there. But even in the relationship I'm in now, we've had that conversation of, okay, where do we want to go? We have marriage, all this kind of stuff. And we've talked about, who we're going to invite. And even going down my list of family members and friends, that list is very slim. So when you have someone that supports his family, it's a major thing. So if you have a member of your family who is gay, who is bisexual, queer, anything,
friends,
any part of the
family, whatever,
please make sure that if you love them and you support them, please make sure that they know it. It's
right. Yes.
One of the things.
Right.
This is the big thing, and we've talked about it on several shows.
That's so important.
Suicide is one of the highest rates in the homosexual community.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what someone is dealing with. You never know what their last straw is. And as a survivor of someone who has attempted to commit suicide multiple times, because I did not have that support and love from someone who was supposed to be there, no matter what I was going through, it's very important. So please love on people. Treat them well. I couldn't think of a better way to end the show.
On that note,
I'm Black Barbara Waters.
Love somebody, hug somebody.
There you go. Wildcard Mar, Detroit Mail. Make sure you guys tune in every Friday on the IOW Network.
Right.
Download the app every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Sure enough.
And you will hear all three of our lovely voices, laughs, and me telling Jamel to shut the hell up.
All the time.
Until next time, you guys.
You deserve like 95% of that.
95. I'll give you 98.
No, damn. Damn.
98 of it he deserves.
I went 95. You was like, no, that ain't enough.
98. I know what I'm talking about.
99.9%.
I'm the one that sits in the middle chair and has to deal with it. I'm the one that has to deal with it in the middle chair, so I can say it. All right. Until next time, make sure you guys are liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please make sure that you are sending this to a friend. Matter of fact, I even challenge y'all. Send it to somebody who you know or who you think is homophobic. Let's enlighten them. Let's celebrate Gay Pride all this month of June. Guess what?
June.
They don't even know, but I'm almost done editing the first episode. So stay tuned because the flyers are coming out next week. After my 71 work hour week. Okay. So
Kunta Kinte.
Right. If you want to support another podcast that is solely for this topic that we've been talking about, make sure that you guys tune in for the community that is the solo podcast that's coming out. And that is for you, me, he, and she, talking about enlightening the world. Let's get it. Until next time, we are the I Often Wonder podcast group. Talk to y'all later.
Peace.